in the quiet forge of the soul, where motivation flickers like a fleeting flame, discipline emerges as the unyielding steel. Hagane no Ishi, the will of steel, that endures beyond the fire's first blaze. Like the samurai who tempers his blade in searing flames, true strength is born where passion wanes and the spirit faces its darkest trials. The path is not for the faint-hearted. It demands the relentless pounding of resolve, the unbreakable discipline that carves purpose from chaos. This is the way of Bushido, the way of the warrior's heart, where discipline begins where motivation fails, and the spirit is forged anew, unwavering and eternal. To you, the seekers of this sacred path, I invite you to stand firm, to commit with courage and honor. Comment X if you accept this challenge. Subscribe to walk alongside your fellow warriors, and thank you for joining a community bound by steel and spirit, relentless in the quest for mastery. The flame of purpose is the initial spark that ignites the journey of discipline when motivation begins to falter. It is not a fleeting burst of enthusiasm, but a steady, unwavering fire that burns deep within the core of your being. Like the ancient samurai who carried their purpose as a sacred ember, this flame guides every action, every decision, and every sacrifice made on the path of self-mastery. Purpose is what transforms a simple desire into a relentless pursuit, giving meaning to struggle and endurance. Without it, even the sharpest blade dulls. Without it, the fiercest fire dies down to ash. This flame does not roar loudly with excitement, but glows steadily with quiet intensity, illuminating the path when the world around you grows cold and dark. It is the internal compass that keeps the warrior aligned with their highest goals, reminding them that discipline is not punishment, but a tribute to a cause greater than themselves. In the moments when motivation fails, when fatigue, doubt, and distraction claw at your resolve, it is this flame that rekindles the spirit, ensuring that each step forward is fueled not by temporary feelings, but by enduring conviction. This flame of purpose is forged in the heat of reflection and tempered by clarity of intention. It requires you to look deeply within and ask what truly matters, to define the principles and values that will sustain your journey through hardship. The samurai embraced this clarity through Bushido, the code of honor that made their lives meaningful beyond mere survival. Similarly, your flame of purpose burns brightest when it is aligned with your authentic self, your true why. When challenges arise and the easy path beckons, this flame stands as an unyielding sentinel, warding off complacency and fear. It is not enough to simply want success. The flame demands that you become willing to endure discomfort, to sacrifice immediate pleasure for lasting growth. With this fire kindled, discipline ceases to be a burden and becomes the natural expression of your inner strength, guiding you steadfastly through the trials that shape the spirit and sharpen the mind. The forge of commitment is where the raw desire to change is hammered into unbreakable resolve. Like the blacksmith's fire that tempers steel, commitment is forged through relentless dedication and repeated action. It is not a one-time decision, but a daily vow, a continuous act of will that shapes character and molds the spirit. The samurai understood this truth deeply. Without unwavering commitment, even the most talented warrior's blade would shatter under pressure. Commitment is the crucible where your intentions are tested by the harshest trials. The early mornings when motivation is absent, the setbacks that threaten to derail progress, and the moments of doubt when giving up seems easier. In this forge, your spirit is strengthened as each challenge becomes fuel to solidify your determination. It is commitment that binds your actions to your purpose, transforming fleeting enthusiasm into lasting discipline. Without it, goals remain distant dreams, but with it, you become the master of your own destiny, forging a path forward regardless of circumstance. This process of forging commitment demands persistence and resilience, requiring you to show up for yourself, even when the rewards are not immediate or visible. The samurai's Bushido code serves as a timeless reminder that honor lies in steadfastness. True warriors are those who remain loyal to their path, not because it is easy, but because it is right. Each repetition of effort, no matter how small, is a hammer strike that shapes your willpower into something unyielding. The forge is often hot and uncomfortable, filled with friction and resistance, but it is through this heat that your discipline takes shape. Commitment anchors you in the present moment, compelling you to act even when motivation fails, reminding you that greatness is not a moment, but a lifetime of choices forged in the fire of dedication. Through this process, your spirit becomes like tempered steel, resilient, sharp, and ready to face whatever trials lie ahead. The Anvil of Patience is the steady foundation upon which discipline is shaped, where the relentless pounding of effort meets the quiet strength of endurance. Like the anvil that supports the blacksmith's hammer, patience bears the weight of repeated trials and setbacks without bending or breaking. In the samurai's world, victory was never rushed. Greatness was crafted through time, persistence, and the willingness to endure hardship without immediate reward. Patience teaches that progress is not always visible, that the sharpening of one's spirit often happens in silence and obscurity, far from the eyes of the world. It is the calm acceptance of the slow, sometimes painful process of growth. A surrender to the rhythm of discipline rather than the impatience of fleeting desires. Without patience, the warrior's blade would be rushed and brittle, prone to snap under pressure. With it, every blow of effort is absorbed and transformed, making the spirit stronger and more resilient. This anvil demands a mindset rooted in long-term vision and faith in the process. The samurai embraced this through the concept of mujo, the impermanence of all things, and found peace in persistence despite uncertainty. Patience does not mean passivity, rather it is an active, mindful endurance. A readiness to endure the heat of the forge day after day, knowing that true mastery is earned over time. It requires you to resist the temptation for quick fixes and instant gratification, to embrace struggle as an essential part of transformation. When motivation fades and frustration rises, the anvil of patience holds firm, allowing the disciplined spirit to absorb the blows without shattering. It is here, on this unyielding surface, that true growth takes root, steady, deliberate, and powerful beyond measure. The shield of resilience is the warrior's defense against the relentless storms that threaten to break the spirit. Like a finely crafted tetsu, iron shield forged in the fires of hardship, resilience protects the soul from despair and defeat when motivation fades and obstacles rise like towering waves. In the way of the samurai, resilience was not merely enduring pain, but transforming it into strength, an unyielding barrier that absorbs every strike, every failure, and every setback without yielding. It is the sacred armor that allows you to stand firm when the world pushes back, to rise again after every fall, and to continue the path of discipline even when the fire within flickers dangerously low. Without resilience, the spirit cracks and fractures under pressure, but with it, the warrior becomes unstoppable, unyielding in the face of adversity and fierce in the defense of their purpose. Resilience demands more than toughness. It calls for a profound acceptance of life's impermanence, a concept embodied in the samurai's belief in mujo, the transient nature of all things. This acceptance frees the warrior from fear of failure, allowing them to move forward with grace and strength no matter how fierce the battle. The shield is strengthened through every hardship endured, every lesson learned, and every moment of pain transformed into wisdom. It requires the discipline to control emotions, to avoid being shattered by despair, and to cultivate a mindset that sees obstacles as opportunities for growth. When motivation fails, the shield of resilience stands as your steadfast guardian, reminding you that the true warrior's strength lies not in never falling, but in rising each time with greater resolve. The edge of focus is the razor-sharp precision that cuts through distractions and noise, honing the warrior spirit to its purest form. Like the keen edge of a katana, forged through meticulous care and unyielding attention, focus is the discipline that channels energy into purposeful action. In the way of the samurai, clarity of mind was as essential as mastery of the blade. Without it, even the strongest warrior falters. The edge of focus demands that you eliminate the chaos of doubt and the lure of temptation, sharpening your attention on what truly matters. It is the silent force that keeps the spirit aligned with its purpose, ensuring that every move, every breath, and every effort is deliberate and meaningful. When motivation wanes and the mind threatens to scatter, this edge remains steadfast, cutting away hesitation and fueling unwavering progress. This edge is not easily attained. It is earned through consistent practice and the courage to resist distractions that pull the spirit astray. The samurai cultivated this clarity through meditation and mindfulness, embracing the concept of shin, pure focused mind, where the noise of the world fades and only the present moment remains. To walk this path is to commit fully, to be wholly present in every task, no matter how small or daunting. The edge of focus requires discipline, to say no to what does not serve your goal, and to say yes to relentless pursuit of mastery. It is the blade's keen point, the decisive strike that cuts through obstacles and propels the warrior forward, even when motivation has long since faded. With this edge honed sharp, your spirit becomes a force unstoppable, precise and true. The spirit of sacrifice is the sacred offering a warrior makes to the path of discipline. The willingness to let go of comfort, ease, and fleeting pleasures in pursuit of something far greater. Like the samurai who laid down their personal desires for the honor of their clan and the mastery of their craft, sacrifice is the fire that purifies the spirit and fuels the relentless pursuit of purpose. It is the deep knowing that true strength requires loss, that every step forward often demands giving up what is familiar or convenient. The spirit of sacrifice transforms hardship into meaning, pain into growth, and discipline into a sacred ritual. When motivation fades and temptation beckons, this spirit stands firm, reminding you that mastery is not born from ease, but from the quiet, often lonely sacrifices made behind the scenes. It is the invisible thread that binds your daily choices to the unwavering commitment of the warrior's heart. This spirit is neither punishment nor burden. It is a noble act of dedication and love for the higher vision that drives you. The samurai embraced sacrifice through their code of Bushido, understanding that honor and greatness come at a price, one paid in moments of solitude, discipline, and self-control. To embody the spirit of sacrifice is to accept that some comforts must be surrendered so that the flame of purpose can burn brighter and the blade of discipline grow sharp. It calls for courage to face loss without regret and humility to recognize that every sacrifice shapes the warrior into something more resilient and true. When motivation wanes, it is this spirit that whispers, "What are you willing to give to become who you are meant to be?" With sacrifice embraced, discipline ceases to be a trial and becomes the sacred path to transformation. As we stand together at the crossroads of intention and action, remember this: discipline is not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of it. Like the samurai who embraced the fires of the forge and the trials of the battlefield, you too are called to temper your spirit beyond fleeting motivation. The 6 pillars we've explored, the flame of purpose, the forge of commitment, the anvil of patience, the shield of resilience, the edge of focus, and the spirit of sacrifice, are not mere concepts but living forces within you, waiting to be awakened and wielded with honor. Each moment you choose discipline over ease, you carve your path with the precision of a master swordsmith, shaping a life of unwavering strength and profound meaning. This journey demands courage, persistence, and above all, a heart forged in steel. To all who have committed to this path, thank you for standing among a community of warriors dedicated to growth and transformation. Carry these pillars forward into every day, into every challenge, and let discipline become the legacy you build. A legacy that outlasts fleeting motivation and defines the very essence of your will. Now, Go forth with honor, and live the way of the warrior whose discipline begins where motivation fails.